When you begin your day by acknowledging God, something profound happens. It's as if you're recalibrating your internal compass to align with something far greater than yourself. The early hours of the morning are sacred. They're untouched by the noise of the world, the distractions, the endless to-do lists, and the demands of daily life. This is when your mind is clearest, your heart most open, and your spirit most receptive. It's the perfect time to connect with the divine. You see, when you give God the start of your day, you're making a declaration, not just with your words, but with your priorities. You're saying, before I engage with the world, I'm going to align myself with the source of all wisdom and truth. It's a choice to seek guidance from a power that transcends human understanding, to humble yourself before a force that knows the path even when you can't see it. This act of surrender isn't a sign of weakness, it's an acknowledgement of your limitations and a trust in the limitless. And that trust sets the tone for everything that follows. The first few moments of the day carry immense weight. Think about it. How you begin often dictates how you'll continue. If you start in chaos, rushing, distracted, or consumed by worry, that energy ripples through your day. But if you start with intention, focusing on God, you set a different tone, one of peace, clarity, and purpose. You're not just reacting to life's demands, you're proactively creating a foundation that can withstand them. You're actively creating a foundation that can withstand them, and this foundation isn't built on fleeting things like emotions or circumstances. It's rooted in something eternal. There's also a practical element to this. When you start your day with God, you're engaging in a practice of discipline and focus. You're training your mind to prioritize what truly matters rather than being pulled in 1,000 directions. This practice spills over into other areas of your life. You find yourself more centered, more grounded, and more able to navigate challenges because you're not acting from a place of fear or confusion. You're operating from a foundation of faith, but it's not just about what you do. It's about what happens as a result. There's something miraculous about beginning your day with God because it opens you up to a different way of seeing the world. You start to notice things you might have overlooked. Opportunities, connections, moments of beauty and grace. These aren't accidents. They're the results of being in alignment. They're the fruits of starting your day with the right focus. And what's even more extraordinary is how this practice affects not just you, but those around you. When you're grounded in something greater, you bring a different energy to your interactions. You're more patient, more compassionate, more present. And that has a ripple effect. The peace you carry within you becomes a gift to others. This isn't about perfection, it's about direction. Some mornings you'll feel the presence of God clearly. Other mornings you might struggle to focus, but the point is to show up. Because every time you do, you're reinforcing a habit that transforms not just your day, but your life. You're creating space for miracles. Not the kind that defy natural laws, but the kind that remind you of the deeper truths that often get buried in the rush of daily life. Starting your day with God isn't just an act of devotion, it's declaration of trust, an acknowledgement of your priorities, and an invitation for the miraculous to unfold. And the beauty is, the more you commit to this practice, the more you'll see its impact in your heart, in your actions, and in the way your life unfolds. It's a simple choice, but one that carries extraordinary power. Always begin your day with God and watch what happens. Gratitude is a transformative force, especially when it becomes the first action of your day. When you wake up and deliberately choose to express gratitude to God, something profound begins to happen, not just in your mind, but in your spirit and the very energy you carry throughout the day. It's easy to rush past those initial moments of waking, caught in the flood of tasks waiting to be tackled. But pausing to say, "Thank you, God," shifts your entire perspective. Gratitude is not just a fleeting emotion, it's a discipline. When you start your day by thanking God for the life you have, for the breath in your lungs, for the opportunities ahead, you're not simply acknowledging blessings. You're opening a channel between yourself and the divine. That act of appreciation aligns you with abundance because it requires you to focus on what is already good and working in your life. And when you focus on that, it magnifies. What you nurture with gratitude grows, and what you take for granted begins to fade. In a world so often driven by comparison and dissatisfaction, gratitude offers a different lens. When you express gratitude to God in the morning, you're choosing to look beyond what you lack and instead acknowledge what you've been given. It's not about ignoring challenges or pretending life is perfect. It's about recognizing that even in imperfection, there's grace. That acknowledgement isn't just for your own benefit. It's an offering. You're saying, God, I see what you've done, and I'm thankful. This practice changes you. It reshapes your thinking. Gratitude has a way of silencing the inner critic, the voice that tells you you're not enough or that life isn't fair. When you begin your day by focusing on the goodness of God and the blessings in your life, you train your mind to seek positivity rather than negativity. And that mindset affects everything you touch. Your relationships improve because you're less focused on what's missing and more appreciative of the people around you. Your work becomes more meaningful because you approach it with a heart full of thanks rather than a sense of obligation. But there's more to it than that. Gratitude unlocks possibilities that often go unnoticed. When you thank God for what you have, you create room for what's to come. It's as if gratitude clears away the clutter of doubt and fear, making space for divine inspiration and guidance. You start to notice the little things, the unexpected opportunities, the kind word from a stranger, the moments of beauty in an ordinary day. These aren't coincidences. They're responses to a heart tuned into the frequency of gratitude. What's miraculous about this practice is how it begins to overflow. When you cultivate gratitude each morning, it doesn't stay confined to those quiet moments of prayer or reflection. It becomes a part of who you are. You find yourself saying thank you more often, not just to God, but to the people in your life. Gratitude becomes the language you speak, and that language changes the way others respond to you. It creates connections, fosters understanding, and builds bridges where there were once walls. Gratitude doesn't just impact your internal world, it shapes the external. When you walk into your day with a heart full of thanks, you carry a presence that others can't help but notice. You're more hopeful, more resilient, more willing to see the best in people and situations. And that energy invites miracles. It's not that gratitude manipulates outcomes or guarantees success, but it changes your posture. It puts you in a position to receive what you might otherwise miss. This is the beauty of starting your day with gratitude to God. It transforms your perception, your interactions, and your circumstances. It's not just a good habit, it's a sacred act of faith, a declaration that there is more good in your life than bad, and that the source of all that good is worthy of acknowledgement. Gratitude is the soil in which miracles grow, and when you start your day by planting those seeds, you never know what kind of harvest God will bring into your life. Begin each morning with gratitude to God, and watch as the world begins to look different. Watch as the miracles unfold. When you dedicate the beginning of your day to God, you ignite a chain reaction that shapes not only your thoughts, but also your actions. That act of prioritizing God sets the stage for how you approach every decision. It's not just about having faith in God's presence, it's about allowing that faith to inspire bold, purposeful action. The miracles you experience aren't just things that happen to you, they're often the result of what happens through you when your actions align with divine guidance. Faith isn't passive, it's deeply active. It's not just sitting back and waiting for things to change. Faith requires movement. It demands that you step out, take risks, and pursue the good, even when the path ahead seems uncertain. When you give God the start of your day, you equip yourself with the courage and clarity to take those steps. You begin the day with a sense of purpose, knowing that you're not walking alone. That knowledge creates a unique confidence, not the kind that boasts or seeks recognition, but the kind that quietly knows you're supported by a power greater than yourself. This kind of faith-driven action often defies logic. It allows you to step into situations that others might shy away from because they seem too daunting or impossible. But the beauty of starting your day with God is that you don't act from a place of fear or scarcity. You're not driven by a need to prove yourself or secure your own safety. Instead, you're anchored in trust. And that trust fuels action that is bold, courageous, and rooted in values that go beyond the immediate or the superficial. The miraculous element of this process becomes evident as you act with intention and faith. Doors open that you couldn't have predicted. Solutions to complex problems emerge, not because you had all the answers, but because you had the wisdom to seek guidance before stepping forward. It's in the very act of moving forward, grounded in faith and committed to God's principles. This isn't magic, it's alignment. It's the natural outcome of aligning your actions with a higher purpose. And it's not just about the big, life-changing moments. The miracles that flow from faith-driven action often show up in the small, everyday ways that build a meaningful life. You'll find yourself having conversations that shift perspectives, making decisions that lead to unexpected opportunities, and navigating difficulties with a calm assurance that confounds those around you. Or how did you know to take that step? They'll see the results of your faith before they understand its source. What's particularly powerful about starting your day this way is how it equips you to face setbacks. Because let's be honest, faith doesn't mean you won't encounter challenges. But when you act from a place of trust in God, those challenges don't crush you, they refine you. They become part of the process, part of the story. And the way you respond to those challenges becomes a testament to the power of faith-driven action. You're not derailed by failure or discouraged by obstacles because you've already surrendered the outcome to God. You're simply doing your part, knowing that God is working behind the scenes. This kind of faith transforms the way you see yourself and the world. You start to realize that your actions, no matter how small, are part of a larger tapestry. You begin to understand that every step you take in alignment with God's purpose has ripple effects far beyond what you can see. It's not just about achieving your own goals or fulfilling your own desires. It's about contributing to something greater, something eternal. And in that contribution, you experience the profound joy and fulfillment that comes from living a life of meaning and purpose. Starting your day with God and acting from that foundation isn't just a way to experience personal transformation. It's a way to invite transformation into the world around you. The courage, kindness, and resilience you exhibit become a source of hope and inspiration for others. And as you act from a place of faith, you'll witness miracles, not just in what you accomplish, but in how lives are touched and changed along the way. Dedicate your mornings to God, let your actions flow from that foundation of faith, and watch as the extraordinary becomes a natural part of your journey. Miracles follow faith-driven action, and those who walk boldly in trust will see them unfold.